Hello, how are you guys? Today we're going to continue our math classes online. Today's topic is about algebra. Algebra is one branch of the mathematics that is the next step of arithmetic. Arithmetic is very important because it teaches the four basic operations, which are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And all of them are used with numbers. In algebra was discovered by a guy from the Arab world, and it was called this science algebra. Algebra, that comes from the name algebra. Okay, what does that mean? It means balance and renew. Balance means that things should be very balanced, should be equal. That's why they have to renew everything through an equation. Equation is to make A equals to B, basically, okay? So they are balancing. To use the algebra, they have terms. Terms are numbers like this, with numbers and letters. Also, they have a sign. They could be like this, a positive sign and a negative sign. That means that terms can be positive and can be negative. All these terms have a number which is called coefficient. This is called the coefficient. Coefficient is the number that comes after the letter, after the variable a, b, x, y. So all of these letters are called variables. Variables are letters that could be all from the alphabet, from the very beginnings to the last letters from the alphabet. They are variables because they have the possibility of changing the values. They will have a different values. Okay, so a coefficient has a definite value. It's going to be only 4, and it could be positive or could be negative. Okay, and variables depend on the values I can give to these letters. So these terms could be monomials. That means that I can have this term a, b, x is one term. Another term could be 32 b, c, y. Another term could be 4a, b. Remember that you don't need to put a point here to say that these are multiplications. Okay? Well, binomials are, as it says, two terms together. That means that I will have 14 or like 214, it doesn't matter, x, y plus 6, 32, W, Z. So these are two terms, binomials, only two terms. And we can have polynomials, that means more than two, which could be like this, minus 6ab plus 3cdy minus 6ac W. So polynomials could be more than two terms for f. So these are the terms that an algebra can be used and also can be combined into an equation. For instance, I may have this 3x plus 4 equal to 17 This is an equation. That means that I have this sign that says that it's equal. That means that I have to balance this side with this other side. That's why we have to balance and renew. And with this one-step equation, what I can do is use a property of the inverse situation by subtracting on both sides. What I do on one side, I have to do on the other side. So I have 3x equals 13 minus 4, it's going to be 13. Okay, so I can still use the property of the inverse by dividing on both sides, and I will have that x completely balanced is going to be 13 divided by 3. Okay, so the variables become numbers with a definite value once I solve any equation. Okay, equations could be of all kinds. 1-degree equation, a 2nd-degree equation, or n-degree equations. These things will be studied in further chapters. Okay, so basically algebra is talking about terms, coefficients, variables, monomials, binomials, polynomials, and all of them will be used into equations. Hopefully, I think this will be a good beginning for learning algebra. Bye.